Hello everyone, welcome back to Peeper Academy. In today's session of our full ethical hacking course, we are deep dive into chapter 6, sniffing and snooping. This is very important one. So this is where attacker try to snip and try to gain lot of informations and spoofing of it records. So a lot of things is there in this chapter. What is snipping? Snipping is the process of monitoring and capturing all the data packets like passing through a given network. Sniffing is a form of wiretap basically applied to the computer networks. So attackers can sniff the data packets using the tools like wireshark and any other tools, and they just use the protocol which is basically not encrypted. So in this example, any traffic goes, any website contacts from laptop to server in HTTP, which is a all unencrypted traffic. So that means these are vulnerable for sniffing attacks. Even there is a chances for HTTPs, but easier way is if suppose any traffic goes via HTTP without unencrypted. These are traffics are unencrypted, and these are vulnerable for the sniffing attacks. Okay, attacker use snippers to capture the data packets containing a sensitive information such as password, count informations, etc. So over there, so it's very simple. So everyone will be the same network. The management is basically, this is called man in the middle attack kind of thing. So every connection has to, when he enabled, attacker has enabled a snipping attack. So the connectivity between within a server, between the router, everything goes via the victim machine. Then he will access the things over there. So there are snipping in the OSI layer. Basically, this context open OSI layer is open system interconnection model. Snipping is typically like an act of, as I said earlier, it's an act of capturing and monitoring the network traffic, and it involves intercepting the data packet as well as travel through the network. So let's try to understand the knowledge of getting the trans, like how the communications happening in the OSI layer, and we will try to see how we can relate it the snipping in the OSI layer. So the first one is a physical layer, which is surveilling the snipping. So snipping at this layer would involve monitoring actual transmission mediums like cable, wireless signals, etc. It often difficult to capture data at this level unless you have a direct access to the hardware. So for example, if you are in a same right router, if suppose connecting to the same Wi-Fi networks or those things, so this is something like a possible of surveillance snipping over there. Second one is data link, which is a MAC, media access control, ARP, which is the address resolution protocol sniffing. So what this is basically happen is snipping at this layer is involved naturing the capturing the frames in local network, Ethernet frames. For example, tools like Wireshark or TCP dump can monitor the data frame that transmit across a local network. In a hub-based network, sniffing is easier because all the data packets are broadcast to all the devices in the network. However, in the switch-based network, sniffing can be more challenging unless the switch configure is a mirror traffic to specific ports. So whenever it just this, make sure the traffic, the hacker or victim, just ensure that all the traffics via transfer to him over there. So in this case, it's just example in a client address. For example, in your router need to communicate with your client, right? So in this case, the client is nothing but a laptop or mobile device. So what attacker will do is, to the router it says that I am the client, I am the mobile. To the mobile devices or the to client, it says I am the router. So this is where the traffic goes and glitch over there. So just how it they can achieve by spoofing the MAC address and spoofing the ARP address over there. The next one is network layer, IP and port snipping. So snipping at the network layer focused on IP packets which contain routing and addressing information. This allow attacker or network administrator to monitor the traffic flow, identifying the source and destination IP address, and potentially gain the insight into the network structure and communicate the pattern. Transport layer like a snipping is TCP session snipping, UDP session snipping. At this layer, snipping can be captured TCP or UDP segment, including port numbers and sequence numbers, which help to determine the flow of the data between the two endpoints. Snippers can also analyze the protocols like TCP, IP, UDP, and ICMP. They will try to get information over there. Sessions layer, telnet and FTP snipping. Sniffing at the session layer could involve monitoring the sessioning between the application. However, most sniffing tools focus on the lower layer like layer 2 and layer 3 because this is more practical to capture the frames and packets. Presentation layer, which is a SSL and TLSS sniffing. Sniffing at this layer would typically involving decrypting or analyzing the format of data, such as encoding or compression used by the application. This is not commonly done as encryptions if you are involved. As I said earlier, if it is encryptions are there, HTTPS and those things encryptions are involved, it is quite difficult. It is used to protect the data for that. So whenever any traffic goes without those things, the victims, means actor, can able to snip the traffics over there. Application layer, user ID, password snippings. Like snipping at this application layer could involve like capturing the higher level protocols like HTTP, FTP, DNS, etc. without encryptions, and analyze the data at this layer often involve understanding the content of the application data itself, such as web page or file transfer. In modern network, SSL TLS encryptions are often used to secure such a data, making sniffing at this layer is more difficult. That is why every websites are pushing in the HTTPS manner, but there are certain things they will be internally, they will not use HTTPS and certificate will be expired. So this is where the attacker try to get over there. There are two types of sniffing attack is there. One is passive sniffing and active sniffing. So passive sniffing is nothing but attackers silently monitor the network traffic without altering it, usually by listening to encrypted packets. Active sniffing is the attacker send a fake packet to the network to trick other devices, sending into information to attacker, often seen in the man in the middle attack over there. So in summary, sniffing is generally occur on layer 2 data link and layer 3 network, but it can happen at other layer as well. It can be useful tool for network troubleshooting and monitoring, but this is also a common method used in a network attack to steal sensitive information over there. Technical demo. So if you go to Kali, there are like a lot of snipping and tools will be there. So you can do a MAC changer. So by clicking that, you can change your MAC addresses. So by in general, MAC addresses will have a unique addresses. It's all high. It just comes in the hardware. You cannot able to change it. But in a software level, using this MAC changer program, you can change this MAC addresses by just into what to say, you can just change the MAC addresses so that you can I will not, so it's, you can see you can use a random MAC addresses, you can do it over there, or you can just by just printing just as the MAC address. So if I just do a thing, let me MAC changer -s, you see that this will print my, okay, so ETH0. So this is the current MAC address and this is the permanent MAC address of it. In case if I want to change this MAC address to random, so I'll use the same command, MAC changer -r. So basically this is a random number will be there, and which is the when I want to change it, it is the ETH0. ETH0 is nothing but in my configuration, my Linux is running on the Ethernet protocol, which is a ETH0. So that is why I'm just using on it. Maybe it will differ for you. So you have to, when I click it, see that this will, okay, I don't have a permission. So same thing, I have to run it with a sudo. Okay, if you see that this is my current MAC address and this is my permanent MAC address, and now the new MAC address is this is what. So if I go if config and let you show you if config. So if you go here, see this is the MAC address, it's changed. So 42, you can see. So this is how you can change the MAC addresses, and you can even you can do random MAC addresses, and you can snip it, you can pretend to be that. So this is how the attackers actually use the MAC changer to MAC addresses, and they hide the real things, and they can do a MAC address spoofing as well. Okay, There are like other tools, like a lot of tools are there. Snow sniffing tools are there, like a tc dump. Basically this will dump all the tcp traffic, then you can analyze this related over there. Then dns spoofings you can do it, so dns records, you can redirection of the malicious websites. So all those things you can do it over there, and related to ssl related things as well you can do it. But this example, in one more demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ethernet cap. So when you are running for ethernet cap, it will ask for the root access, because this is needed over there. So in this page, you just need to go and start the attack. So the attack is actually started. What I'm going to do is I'm running a windows mission. So this mission, I'm going to snip whatever happening on the windows mission, basically the websites and every traffic, I'm going to capture it on it. So that is what I'm going to do here. So once I have to go to the, once the MITRE attack is, means this ethernet cap is turned on, you can see that the sniffing is actually started, and it is trying to communicate with the other MAC addresses and everything over there. In this case, I'll just go and set the target. So let me select the target. In this case, you can select a MAC address or IP address or whatever things, but I'm giving the IP address of my Windows machine 192.168.91.155. That is my Windows machine. So this is my target. So what I'm going to do is, so this is my target. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start port stealing. Port stealing is nothing but whatever the traffic it goes via with their ethernet port, it's going to capture. If it specifically, this will apply on the whenever you are in the same network or connected to the same switch and those things, it will be happens over there. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll snart everything, like sniffing of the remote connections and everything. So it is now, it is actually communicated. So to how I can do all the capturing is, here is one more thing is I'm going to start wireshark. So basically wireshark is a packet capture tool. If you are not sure about what is a wireshark or something else, you can find the tutorial in our channel as well. So you can, so see that this is all communication. ARP is spoofing and it is going and announcementing, everything is happening over there. So let it go. What I'll do is in let me go to Windows 10, open edge, and what I'm going to do here is, so just imagine this, I'm stripping off all the traffics. So in case if anyone is trying to connect with SSH and or if they can trying to connect with FTP, if they do something like web login and just trying to use it, so I'll able to snip all the traffics and everything over there. So to do demonstration, I'm just going to show on this website, which is a HTTP website, web. So this is a web page. I'm just logging here. I'm just going. So you see that this is a HTTP site. So this basically, that means all the traffic will goes as a unencrypted one. Okay. So here I'm just going as a sign up, and the username is test and password is test. I'm just clicking login. So just say that I have logged in over there. Since it is all the traffics are monitored here, so if you see that I've just filtered with the HTTP traffic, so the tag is I have filtered over there. You can see that it is the all the HTTP related traffics is happening. So here it is login there, it is get request is going on it, then login.php is there. So I just need to go to the hyper application layer, hyper one, and this is actually host number. You can see that HTTP, this one is going, and all the way you can scroll down and see that you can able to so basically you have to go to post request one. So this is a post request. Okay, so the get is nothing but it's just sending the information, trying to get. The post is where the authentication, the form and everything is filling over there. So in this one, you have to go to the HTML form, same thing under the HTML transmission protocols. So you have to go, or you can go to the last one as HTML form URL encoding one, because this is, if you see that post, this is actually going user info.php and it is authentication there, where that is where you are given a username and password over there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just, if you see that username is test, password is test. So this is how, by just snipping the traffic, I able to use a, see, this is actually running in the Windows environment, right? So I was put the password in the Windows one. So just traffic, I just enable this services ethernet cap. So I'm spoofing, basically I'm mirroring all the informations from the port number, whatever the port it's the VMware network from it is going, entire VMware net port I'm just mirroring. And even if I just open one more missions and if suppose trying something else, it will come, because I did a port mirroring on the VMware switch itself by enabling the port snipping. If you go to the ethernet cap, you can see that I have enabled the port stealings. So that means its complete informations will be there. Even you will be able to get the information here as well. But in a higher level, wiresharks will be used. You using this one if suppose any mail communications going unencrypted and those things, all this is can be done on over there. So this is how this is a simple demonstration to give idea about it of the you can snip the traffics using this ethernet cap and wireshark, and how you can do a mac spoofings. And there are like a lot of plenty of tools are there. In case if you are specifically wants to know about certain tools or something else, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to do a separate tutorial on the sniffings and those things over there. Okay, thank you all for joining me today. I hope you found this chapter informative and value. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to give a like. I love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share your feedback in the comment below. Your input helps shape the future of this channel. If you think the chapter adding value to you, please support with the super thanks and fund my future projects. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss out any upcoming contents in upcoming chapters. Also, if you think someone might benefit from this video, don't hesitate to share it with them. If you have any questions or need clarifications on anything covered today, so you can always reach out to me via on the Discord. I am here to help you, and also feel free to follow me on other social media platforms as well for the update. A huge thank you to all my subscribers. Your support keeps me motivated to create even more valuable content for you. Stay safe, stay curious. I'll see you soon in the next chapter, social engineering. Bye for now. Take care.